Hello. Welcome, everybody. It's the CritCast again. It's been like a year or two. I don't know. But I'm just trying to start up this whole recording, pseudo-podcast nonsense, just as a little side project to have fun with here on the CritCast. Hopefully I won't be alone anymore. We're still exploring the intersection of art and entertainment. And with me for this very first recording are my very good friends, Jill and Trent.
What up?
Howdy doody.
So, for the return of CritCast, the non-movie review only CritCast, we're going to be talking about just the trashiest anime that we watch together. All three of us, every week, got together and watched this anime called Kandagawa Jet Girls. And let's see if I can best describe it. Okay, so we have, it's, how did I describe it before? It's jet ski butthole shooting with fan service.
She didn't get shot in the butthole.
She got shot in the butthole in the first episode.
I feel like it wasn't the butthole. I feel like it was more of like that glory shot.
Yeah, but either way, it's an anime where teams of two girls race against each other on jet skis, and they shoot at each other, and their clothes fall off, and stuff happens. And I don't think there's a single male in the entire cast. So that should give you an idea of what we were watching.
Yes, because only females can be jet girls.
It's right there in the
that's
title.
The whole point.
So I'll start off by saying I liked it. Generally, I don't think I'd recommend it as like an actual like, hey, this is a good thing. It's more like, hey, this was fun, and it didn't upset me in any kind of way. What did you guys think of it?
I mean, yeah, I thought of it as the same way. Like, it was like for my own personal viewing, and luckily I got to share it with the two of you. Actually, you shared it with us. That was pretty awesome. And it's just that kind of thing where like I personally like it. It was fun, and the girls, like, they had their own personalities, which is great, besides, obviously titty, because that's what the show is about. But it's like it's something I wouldn't like recommend to like other friends unless I really know that they're into the same kind of trash I am.
What about you, Trent?
I had to say for like this 10 out of 10 right now. I'm not even going to bother fighting with you guys.
That's high praise. That's high praise for our titty butthole shooting anime.
I'm giving it a slap on the wrist 10 out of 10. Honestly, the CGI of it, sometimes it was a little finicky at times, and I kind of cringed. But there was always one moment that I look forward to that I know was going to be the best thing ever.
Oh, yeah. So this was clearly a series that was. This is clearly a series that was made on like a bit of a budget. It's only 12 episodes long, and sometimes the budget showed, and it showed at least once every episode, guaranteed, at the end during the credits, which Trent was alluding to.
It's the worst hand I've ever seen.
Yes, it was a bad hand. It looked like the kind of hand you would draw in middle school when you're first learning how to draw hands. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. But yeah, it was a fun anime. Clearly fan service. The uncensoring, at least on the place we managed to find it, was inconsistent. Sometimes it would be a censored episode, sometimes it wouldn't be, and we would be like, woo, every time there wasn't censored.
Yeah, and on the censor part, it just looked like there were two lights over top of the breasts, and it really bugged me a lot of the times.
Yeah,
because it was like they were staring into a sun.
Yeah, it's light beam censoring, which is like one of 3 different ways we censor an anime, I guess.
Yeah, it's either you're gonna get like the blinding streak of light, or it's gonna be so damn dark that you have no idea what's actually happening.
Or steam.
But we gotta look at this, right, as like some kind of silver lining, because we went into this fully expecting 110% censorship, like titties bounce and you get the white flare and you're just like, shit, all right, you know what?
Half
That's
the screen's
fine.
covered up.
Yeah, like half the screen is covered up. But then all of a sudden, I think like it was around like episode 6 or something. One of the girls actually got her top ripped off by like some random ass like fishing line, and there they were, and it's like holy shit, you know. So it just kind of came at you because like I didn't expect that. I'm pretty sure the two of you didn't expect
Yeah, we
that.
didn't expect it.
No.
It was great. It was a big surprise for all of us. Everyone, and we got big old anime titties. It was great.
Yeah, every single time that they didn't do the any of the what's it called, the censoring, it was beautiful, best day ever. We were all freaking out about the same thing. The universes of our world united for a single second.
Yeah, so I pretty much believe that our enjoyment of this anime was probably heightened because we watched it together. But I think it was at least somewhat enjoyable even on its own. You think that? You think so too?
I do agree with that. Like even if you recommend it and I just decided to watch it by myself, I think I would still have the joy of watching it just because I mean like there was some storyline there about using the same goddamn map to do the races on.
Yeah.
But there was the interaction with the girls, like it was just flat out adorable. There was like this strong kind of like little bit lesbian vibes between like the two characters, and it was just that kind of sweet
little bit strong.
A little bit strong, and I'm just like, just kiss, come on, you know. And it's
That's
just,
what we all
it's not
did.
gonna happen. I know it's not gonna happen, but I want it to happen.
You gotta buy the Blu-ray.
Exactly.
But yeah, like thinking about it is like we obviously had fun watching it together. I would maybe watch it on my own, maybe not have as much fun, or I maybe wouldn't look forward to it, but I would be like, hey, here's a new episode, I'll watch it. And it got me thinking about like the difference between good trash and bad trash, and there is a difference. In fact, it makes me think of a quote from John Waters, a filmmaker who famously makes just the most tasteless garbage ever, but he's a master at it, and he's great, and he's got a pencil thin mustache, and he talks like this. Woo!
What the fuck?
But
Creepy,
he's a legitimately great director, even if his movies are like super low budget and stuff. But one of his quotes is, but one must remember that there is such a thing as good bad taste and bad taste. To understand bad taste, one must have very good taste. So I think Kandagawa Jet Girls is like good bad trash. Okay? It obviously has a pretty weak storyline. It's just there for titties. It's low budget, but we care enough about the characters to like stick around beyond that surface level stuff. And yeah, like each of the teams of girls, they were fun to hang out with. We liked every single one of them. The main girls were great. The rival girls were just fun, especially the huge girl.
I still can't get over that big ass maid. I'm just like, oh my god, she's like bigger than the men in here. Like, what is going on?
No, that girl be dummy too. That I really
thickest
care
in the entire.
Dummy, thick and big. Like, I mean, it's not like we're talking. Okay, so like whoever's listening to this, right? And it's not like we're talking as if like like she's a beast. No, like this woman here just like. I don't know, like she was born from the Amazon and decided to like get ported into Japan.
Big thighs, big ass hips, huge titties, and she's like a head taller than everyone else. And okay, and then there was the Weeb girls. They were great.
I'm gonna pick your brains for a second. See if you guys can remember their names.
I don't. I'm sorry.
Trent, come on, like. Do you really think at this point? I know it's only 12. I know it's 12 episodes. So that means that we went through 12 weeks together of watching this precious anime. I can't remember for the life of me what their names were.
I think we only remember the Weeb girls. I remember because it's they got
Jennifer
stupid names. Jennifer Peach and Emily Orange.
Yeah, that was the two I was talking about.
And because they speak in broken Japanese.
And one of them is it translated to like Old English, so she's going.
Yeah, she speaks like first year. I just learned Japanese. And there's the Weeb girls were great. Then there was like the Genguro girls. They kind of look like Joyzy, like Manhattan girls. fashionistas. They were
Yeah,
fun.
you kind of like that Jersey Shore kind of vibe, but like,
Yeah.
just it's not as terrible as Jersey Shore,
Yeah, I don't remember who those two are.
Yeah, it was hard to describe them. We got the two like idol kids who are like the tiny, flat-chested, probably illegal girls. Then we have we had the pair that we didn't meet until later in the series, and I loved them. It was like feudal lord and handmaiden, except the feudal lord turns into a fucking yakuza girl. Like
all
she's
of
all
us
they were
soft.
shrine
yeah.
maiden. They were.
All of us are Yakuza, fans. Obviously, you guys kind of pulled me into it. So all of a sudden, she's like, "Get over here, Roya!" It's just, oh man,
Yeah, but when she's not, she's like,
that.
oh, my sweet precious, I'm so sorry that we weren't able to talk because I'm so. But then she's like, on the fucking jet ski, and it's great. But
Yeah, it's like imagine having a conversation with your significant other, and it's getting like, it's hot between you two. You love each other, and then all you hear as you like pull away for a second to catch some breath is, "If you don't get back, I'm gonna kill you." And we're like, "Oh shit!"
yeah, we liked the characters, and their interactions were good enough to keep us hooked. The story was plain, but like okay, it wasn't like offensively bad. So like, what do you guys think like constitutes like good trash or good bad trash in your media?
Jill, do you want to go first?
Okay, so good trash, right? Good trash is the kind of content that it's trash. Deep down inside you're watching this and you're just going, man, this storyline is trash, but I can't keep my eyes off of it. And it's something that you would actually be you would feel safe enough to share with people in your Discord or in your circle of friends without people thinking that you should go to jail. Like for example, like domestic girlfriend. I'm going to say this now. Domestic girlfriend. Okay. So just like, if you guys aren't aware of this, it's about this guy and he has a one night stand with this girl. And so it's just kind of like, whatever, it's a done deal. And these guys, the characters in high school. And this said character was just like, oh, well, screw it. I'm just going to go ahead and do it because I have a crush on my teacher. And I know the feelings are never going to be reciprocated. So, and it's a whatever. Well, come to find out later in this episode, he finds out that his dad is getting remarried. So it's like, okay, whatever. So the family is supposed to live together in this one house. Come to find out, the main character, the teacher that the main character is crushing on, is actually going to be his sister-in-law. And the person that he had a one-night stand with is the teacher's sister. So both of these people are now living in the same house as him. And then it just continues on. Like, the anime is really short, but from what I've read, it's just kind of like the trash that I just can't pull myself away from.
Well, from what I remember, that anime is a train wreck. It's just, you can't stop looking at it.
You can't stop watching it.
Yeah, there's something that hooks you to it, right? Despite the fact that it's like, oh, this is bad, but you can't look away. Like you said, a train wreck. Like, and I think that's a quality of maybe not good bad trash, but like good trash. It's captivating.
Oh yeah, it's definitely good trash. Like, I feel safe enough to admit in this, as we're sitting here talking about it, like, yeah, I've watched this, and then it was like, you know what, I got to read the manga because obviously there's just way more than only the 12 episodes that they had, and it's just I'm telling you, like, it's the kind of trash pulls you in and it just holds you down and puts your face into the mud as you're just like hooked onto this nonsense.
Yeah, like I think one of the key aspects is that it's bad. Okay, you can't just watch something and someone else tells you it's bad, but you think it's good. You have to realize it's bad for whatever reason, right?
Oh yeah.
But like that's what I get. I'm into trash too, into garbage. Usually films, because I don't watch nearly as much anime, so I watch like this crap. I watch crap, and I know how to pick out like, okay, am I going to enjoy this? Like that's probably one of the first defining factors. Am I going to enjoy this for some reason? And I also feel like in order to be good bad trash, it can't just be good or captivating. It has to also not have enough bad or problematic stuff in it that it just turns you off. Like, you basically, like, it outweighs the fun. Have you ever had something like that? Like, it could be good trash, but maybe the character says something or there's a theme going on. It's just like, this isn't fun anymore.
Okay, I actually had that the other day. Man, I think about it now, and I was just kind of blown away. Queen's Blade. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Queen's Blade
Have,
has
but never got around to watching it.
So the original Queen's Blade is pretty awesome. Queen's Blade, just put it short, it's a 110% titty anime. But it's basically all these beautiful warriors that get summed up, and there's the way that the ruling system is that whoever wins this tournament that's called the Queen's Blade, they get to be queen and they get to rule the land however the way they want. One of the OVAs, for whatever reason, they focused on like one of these particular characters, and she comes across like this kid who is like running away from whatever kind of bad evil kind of nonsense, and it just really went into this weird pedo vibe about it, because of course like the kid is a boy. And you see where I'm going with this. And I got about 12 minutes into this OVA before I was just like, I can't do that. I can't do it. Like, what is you doing? Whoever decided to make this rendition of like, Queen's Blade, what are you doing? I had to close it out. That was legit.
Yeah, it wasn't fun anymore.
It was not fun anymore. No.
Yeah, I've had things like that, like with other films, like well, maybe not a film, but an anime I'm trying to watch. I suggested this to you, which was like a few days ago. It's something called Interspecies Reviewer.
Yes.
And the basis of this anime is like set in some kind of generic fantasy world, and there's all sorts of different like JRPG humanoids, sentient creatures walking around like nagas and bird people and cat people and whatever orcs.
Yeah.
And the two main heroes are these horn dogs that want to go around to all the brothels and like rate like the women they sleep with. And
interesting.
This, I had this. I was like, okay, this could be good trash. Okay, it's clearly just wants to have its titties, and it clearly just wants to have like some fun with it. Even putting aside, like, I had misgivings about its depiction of like prostitution and stuff, like sex work.
Right.
I was like, this could be bad because it could like marginalize these people, whatever. But maybe through the first episode, it was kind of okay, because it seems like, okay, the sex workers are being treated fairly enough. They don't seem oppressed or whatever. It's got some paper thin excuse for why they work in sex work, but whatever. And there seems to be some good body positivity. But then it did the thing like that all fan service or like horny animes does, is where like, hey, I'm going to touch this girl sexually without asking, and then it's going to be played for laughs. Ooh, and in context, it's like he's demonstrating on a bird girl, like a girl who's like a bird or whatever, a harpy. It's like, oh, bird girls are so sensitive. What if you stroke the back of their neck? It'll make them come or whatever.
Oh, dear, yeah.
And she's like, oh, stop that. And he's like, aha, it's no thing. And then she hits him, and it's like, aha. I was like, I don't think I like that. I think maybe I'm too old for that, because I could see that being funny, but like, there's too many thoughts in my head now to let that slide.
It probably would have been funny about maybe like 10, 15 years ago to us.
Yeah. I think it also might be age and stuff like that. And like, that's a problem with trash. It's right there in the name. It's trash. Your results are going to vary. And the best I can offer is like, try and find something that's has more good, more fun in it than bad. Like, you might be able to forgive some stuff. Like, you're going to be watching trash. It's trash. So like, you're not going to share this with everyone, like you said, Jill. You're probably only going to share it with people that are going to be like, okay, they will probably be okay with this stuff, since we're on the same vibe.
Oh, yeah, of course. You got to read the room. Like, there's certain other, like, friends groups that I have. If I were to be, like, recommending, that kind of anime that you watch, for example, they'd be like, no, like, obviously that's not going to be entertaining to them.
And I think another hallmark of like good trash, perhaps even the greatest bad trash, is that the creators didn't know they were making trash, right? Like, you've probably seen or heard of like movies that tried to like look like shitty movies, I think like Sharknado and Snakes on a Plane are probably the best examples that everyone knows of, and they just like, oh, it doesn't feel good to watch them. It's like, oh, I hate to use the critique of the person is trying too hard, but like that's the best way to describe it, right?
That's fair.
Like in the effort to be bad, you just ended up being bad. It didn't come naturally. Like some of my best great trash movies are ones that were made by a legitimate crazy person that thought they were making art. Okay?
Okay.
Basically anything by Neil Breen. People are probably more familiar with Tommy Wiseau in The Room.
I did not hit her. I did not.
I did not.
This is bullshit. Oh, hi, Ross.
Hi, Mark. Yes. The person thought they were making something good or great and had absolutely no self-awareness about it.
Nope, Ross. I'm going to stop you right. That movie was good. Good for memes.
Yeah, it was good for memes, but he thought he wasn't making a comedy. Like, that's what I pick out too, because if the person is in on the joke, then the range of goodness becomes very narrow. Because if you're just trying to make a bad movie, you'll end up just making a bad, boring movie. And to like walk that tightrope is very hard to do. I can't really think of many examples right off the top of my head.
I'm gonna say a small thing about like the difference between good trash animes and bad trash animes.
Oh, go ahead.
What they take references from too.
Oh, what do you mean?
Okay, somebody in this room suggested was it Keijo?
Oh, yep.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I watched that.
And I will admit, I think that is a good trash anime.
It is. You're right.
Hand over heart. You know, I'm not going to swear my hand on the Bible, but the thing I loved about it was, so in case people haven't watched it, it's basically an anime about using your butt or breast to push people into water. And it's a sport. It's actually a highly competitive character in it who uses essentially what they call the gate of Bootylon, where they grab somebody's butt and they gain the powers of that character. So each character has their own little butt powers. And she just yeets people. And Gate of Bootylon is the Gate of Babylon from Gilgamesh and the Fate series, which we'll talk about later. But it's just small things like that. Like just a bad. I'm going to suggest what I'm going to call a bad anime or bad trash anime, which is No Game No Life.
Okay, I haven't watched that yet.
I haven't seen that either. I've heard a lot about it, but I haven't actually seen it myself.
It does have some good moments, but there's a couple like what the fuck moments in there, and it just makes no sense.
Yeah, like going back to Kaijo, like I think you suggested that, right?
Oh, me?
Someone suggested that. I didn't suggest
that.
I
remember. Yeah, I remember it was me.
It was Jill.
Oh yeah, I watched that. I was like, oh yeah, this is good bad trash because it's not as fan servicey as I thought it would be. One, and two, it's like, okay, this is just a straight up like shonen anime, like a shonen battle anime. Hero wants to be the best, wants to win the tournament, and has to beat all these people and learn different techniques, become friends, and although it's incredibly silly, it's more focused on like making you like the characters and their journey, as basic and weird as it might be. So like, oh, this is just fun, right? It's a shonen anime but with boobs and butts. That's fine. That's cool. That's a cool idea, and it didn't seem to like look down on the characters or judge them or whatever. Sure, it's fan service, but it's like, hey, we're having fun with them, right? We're not like super objectifying them. Although in anime, that's sort of like a very fuzzy line.
I don't know about like. I feel like the objectifying in Keijo. I don't feel like it was as much as like other fan servicey kind of anime was. No, it really wasn't. Like they established like this is a sport where you use your ass and your titty to knock this person out, you know, and it just became like a whole focus. Like it was this really big thing. It's a really big deal, you know. Like people were actually going professional for this shit.
Yeah,
I thought that was the coolest thing.
Fan service was like a side effect of the sport, of this fictional sport, or rather. I think it's like a real thing that people do, but it's not professional like organization doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I think it's like a hallmark of good trash that you're able to have fun alongside of it, whether it realizes it or not. And like I think another hallmark is that the trash doesn't insult you as a viewer, or maybe that's just me because I don't like any kind of media that feels like it's speaking down to me. Like 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 this goes for most fan service animes and why I don't watch them, because it just feels like, hey, it feels like the show is just saying like, hey, you're some fucking pig. Here's some anime titties. Eat that, shithead. That's all you need, right? You don't care.
Yeah,
Just
you
eat
weeb,
that.
what are you gonna do? Weeb, complain.
Yeah, this is what you want, right? Just eat it. And you're gonna eat it because I know you. It's like, oh.
And it's a sad part is that I do end up coming across those type of animes, and I'm just like, shit, you right,
I can't fault you on that logic, and I want to fight you, but
Yeah, but that's me. I don't like when media talks down to me. I don't want to be smarter than my media. I just don't want it to like insult my intelligence.
Oh yeah, definitely.
no, I completely agree. I'm with you on that one. But there are some times where I enjoy the little, yeah, you want this, don't you? And I'm like, well,
Yeah,
shit, this is
you're
my
right.
fate now.
I'm not above that entirely. I just don't want it to happen all the time. Like if I want to put on incognito mode and sneak off to my disgusting corner of YouTube or the internet, that's on my volition. I will take that, but not when I'm just like, I want to watch something because I enjoy it.
Yep, definitely.
Do y'all have watched any other like good bad or bad trash?
Bad trash. Oh man, I've been waiting for this moment.
Oh, you guys have some suggestions?
There's one, like, I actually regret watching this because I almost fucking puked. I'm sorry for swearing. I should have asked if swearing was okay. But
It's fine. I'm not putting this. I'm not trying to get like monetized on like Spotify or something. It's fucking fine.
no, but like this. Okay, so I watched it. Oh god, this would have been maybe 3 to 4 years ago. I watched this one anime called School Days.
Oh,
I've seen this. I've seen some of it.
I've
I
heard
didn't
of it.
finish it.
I'm going to do you a huge favor and say
Wait a
never
minute.
finish it.
I did. That shit made me so angry. But continue.
Okay, so the
Uh-huh.
very first maybe I want to say first 1 to 4 episodes, it was cute and adorable because the main character is dating somebody who has, a kind of like a stalker kind of vibe on her.
Mm-hmm.
But he's getting around it and he's like helping her with it. And they both fall. And then after a couple more episodes, he bangs her, bangs his best friend, who's a girl, childhood friend, who's a girl, obviously, and then goes around banging every assistant at his school.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's, I think it's like 2-3 different endings to the anime.
What? There's several endings? Because
Yes.
okay, so like I remember.
Okay, so there.
Yeah.
Tell me the ending that you watched, and I'm gonna about to like blow your goddamn head off.
Okay, because I think there was only one ending I watched, and then I thought I was done with it. Like, oh my gosh, because I remember like he goes around and he just boinks everything that walks at the school, and I'm sitting there going, "What is happening?" Like, I thought this shit was cute, and I'm trying to understand because I always read reviews like about, because I always try to find horror anime like that. That's my deal, and. I kept coming across School Days, and I didn't understand why this was rated on, horror lists for anime. Like, I never understood it. It was supposed to be this slice of life, and, this was happening, and it was about love and friendships or whatever. So now I decided to finally watch this anime, and then I get all the way to the end where it's like almost that kind of typical, like, domestic murder kind of thing.
Oh, the murder at home ending.
Yeah, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
what is happening?
Yeah, there was another ending as well.
Oh, are you serious?
I'll have to like re-find it and send it to you. But okay, so there was another ending where the girl who murdered him in the house is his childhood best friend. There's one stalker girl meets her, and the childhood friend tells her that she's pregnant. And the stalker murders her, rips her apart,
What?
cuts her head off,
What?
and goes to the boyfriend.
What is happening?
Okay, taking all that, everything you guys just said, like, obviously, like, there's some bad shit happening, but what exactly like made that bad trash as opposed to maybe good trash or regular trash? Like, what about that?
I just feel like the storyline in itself was just kind of trash. Period.
Yeah, no, the entire story of it was complete trash, head to toe. It was only kind of, I would say, good trash for maybe like the first 2 episodes. After that, fuck it.
I mean, like you couldn't even like it wasn't. The thing is that it didn't even seem like trash when you first like watch the first few episodes because you're seeing like these characters like have this kind of like maybe it's like a little bit of an odd relationship, but like whatever they're working past that or whatever. It's just then like as the episodes continue along is when you realize that yes, this probably is truly trash, and like and then the storyline just kind of takes a nosedive, and you realize how awful the storyline is, but you want to see to the end because this main character is doing some really stupid shit, and you want to see what happens as an end result.
But you don't have like fun or enjoy it the way there.
It's like I'm
not
invested
at
at
all.
this point. I'm invested at this point that I want to see what happens.
Well, now that's just morbid curiosity at that point.
Oh yeah.
Man, like I've never seen it, but like I've heard stories like that. I was like, oh wow, I don't think I want to watch that.
No. And anybody listening right now, you watch School Days, that's your fault. I'm telling you not to watch it.
Yeah, so it wasn't like enjoyable, despite having trashy elements. It's just like I'm not enjoying myself, and I'm not saying like entertainment or art has to be enjoyable, but I think trash. Actually, I think trash has to be enjoyable. Maybe not all art or entertainment, but trash has to be enjoyable in some capacity. It just didn't sound like this is enjoyable.
I mean, like it was kind of like enjoyable in that sense where like I still couldn't like stop watching it because obviously I'm still drawn to the fact that I just want to see what happens with this fucking shitty storyline.
Yeah, I think
Yeah. You know what? I was at the same point, but like after watching it, like I was fucked up for a couple of days, to be perfectly honest.
Oh wow. Well, I think there's like one last factor in my like assessment of whether something is like good trash or bad trash, and that's whether or not it felt like the creator or creators of the work were being either honest or they weren't trying to be exploitative. And it's kind of hard to explain. In like the trash movies that I've taken in over the years, there have been just like cheap, low budget action horror movies, and they're fun or whatever. Usually made during the 70s. Usually when it's like, oh, it's a post-apocalyptic world. And there's just gangs everywhere. It's a Escape from New York ripoff. Every single one of them. And sometimes they're fun. Sometimes, however, it's clearly an excuse by the creator just to like get some poor woman to take off all her clothes and get into a rape scene. Like this wasn't made because it added to whatever thin story there was, or because it titillated like the audience. It was there because the creator was a fucking sleazebag, and if I can sense that, that immediately puts it in like below trash category, right to like I'm
done.
Yeah.
So what is it? It's like good movies / animes, good trash good trash movie / animes, neutral movies animes, good bad movie / animes, bad baddies, and no.
Yeah, there's always that category of like no, like I'm done. Either this thing is too offensive, or it's too exploitative, or there isn't good qualities. It's just like poorly made. That goes into the no category, and I just don't care. And then there's like the bad, which is something like what you said with School Days. Maybe you can't look away, but you're not looking at it for any good reason.
No, the only good reason, you need to watch this train wreck, and then by the time you finish it, you are going to basically go, you know what? I'm done. I'm going to take a couple of moments to realign my chakras because I just became spiritual.
That's the way to put it. But yeah, it's like it seems like the just realizing the difference between like good bad trash and bad trash is that they're both train wrecks. You can't look away, but one is like, oh, it's like a wreck at a NASCAR race. You kind of go there expecting it, and it's kind of fun. Hopefully, they don't get killed. But bad trash is like witnessing an actual like real car wreck, and you're in it. You can't look away because you're trapped in it.
Yeah, I 110% agree with that assessment.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna add a third category, which I'm pretty sure there's only one anime in here, which is Grimdark.
See,
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh, I think that'll be something for a different recording. But for now, it sounds like we kind of talked a bit about Kandagawa Jet Girls, which I'll say right here at the end, I'd recommend it if you're okay with fan service and some like weak but fun characters. It's just a fun time. It's only 12 episodes.
Look, I've already given it a 10 out of 10. What else do you want me to say?
But yeah,
Watch it.
Yeah,
watch
watch it.
it,
So
and you'll understand why I gave it a 10 out of 10.
yeah, watch Kandagawa Jet Girls. I think there's also a video game coming for it. It's obvious that this was just like a multimedia franchise thing. That was what's going on. Watch Kandagawa Jet Girls. Carefully consider your trash. I know it's trash, but you shouldn't come at it with a completely blank brain. And maybe tune in next time. Maybe we'll talk about Fate, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, or Dr. Stone, whatever. Or maybe it'll just be me talking about movies again.
Fate?
Yep.
Well,
thank you, Trent.
Fate.
Thank you, Jill, for coming on the inaugural reboot of the CritCast.
Heck yeah.
I hope to have you guys back some other time, and I'll see y'all later. Have a good day.